Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the second P166 UNCTAD short course for this semester. Right ahead of the conference, as you know, next week we have our very important conference for UNCTAD. Just wanted to give you a warm welcome, and today we're going to be looking at market access in times of geopolitical tensions. And what we'll do before that is I'll just take you through a recap on what the program is doing and where we're headed. So basically, this second semester in 2025, we have this course. We're going to look at various aspects of trade, its sustainability. We're going to also look at global challenges, tariffs, among other topics today. And then just last week, as you know, some of you, I believe, were here. I see some of the delegates that were here last week. We covered SIDS, and we looked at how SIDS can build new development models in addition to zooming in on e-commerce and digital economy and trade resilience. For the remaining year, we're going to have 2 additional short courses for you, Geneva-based delegates. We're going to have on the 10th of November a forecast on the global economy and its trends. And we're also going to look on uncertainty and the global trade finance nexus. And then after, in December 11th, on the 11th of December, we're going to look at the LDC group and where they're heading in the future. So as you know, these courses are delivered as part of our mandate, and they provide the opportunity for exchanging knowledge, ensuring that you, as Geneva-based delegates, are kept in the loop on UNCTAD's areas of research and technical assistance. Additionally, to let you know that we have scaled up our short courses this semester in response to the fiscal liquidity financial crisis that is facing the United Nations. Unfortunately, we were unable to deliver our regional course that was planned this summer for at the University of Buenos Aires with the Faculty of Economics for policymakers from Latin America and the Caribbean because of the financial situation that the United Nations at large is facing. But we will continue to engage with you. We will scale up that engagement with you in response to this liquidity crisis. So we will continue engaging, and we hope, of course, through this that you will be also the bridge with your capitals and so on in terms of trying to exchange this knowledge and share the information and our latest findings on the research. So as well, we had an advisory body meeting that was chaired by the Ambassador of Panama on the 17th of September. And he chaired this meeting on behalf of the President of the Trade and Development Board. And during the meeting, the University of Nairobi Faculty of Economics was selected as a partner and future host for the courses. And of course, whether this course will be delivered online or in a hybrid way, this basically means that we'll continue to deliberate and work on research areas with the university so that we come up with a curriculum that is comprehensive, that is also Africa-focused, that delivers what we're trying to deliver in terms of capacity building, whether it's online or in person or in a hybrid fashion. And additionally, we looked during this advisory board, member states, members of the advisory body, looked at various venues and for how basically to mitigate this financial crisis. There will be a report that will be delivered by the Ambassador of Panama at the Trade and Development Board meeting in November 2025. For the regional courses that we held in person, we've held in 2024 2 regional courses. Just to update you, the 51st regional course for Africa was also held at the University of Nairobi. And it started basically in early April and concluded on the 19th of April. There were 25 policymakers from across Africa who completed the course. And then we also had the 52nd regional course for Asia and the Pacific in Islamabad, Pakistan, that was delivered in December 2024, also in collaboration with the Service Foreign Academy, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So, as mentioned before, we'll continue delivering, but we are just looking at the modes of operation. And UNOCTAD will continue to increase its short courses as we have discussed earlier. Now, moving to our excellent program today on trade policy. What we're going to be doing is looking at trade. As you know, a trade is not just an exchange of goods. It's a structural enabler for development. It also shapes industrial strategies. It drives productivity, and it increasingly determines how countries integrate into the global economy. And in times of course, this growing geopolitical tensions, rising protectionism, and urgent climate imperatives, the role of trade in achieving the sustainable development goals is very critical. So today we're really joined with distinguished colleagues and experts from UNOCTAD who bring all this knowledge and insights together to look at inclusive and rule-based trade systems and how we can support this equitable and sustainable outcomes, especially for developing countries. We are honored actually to really have our colleagues today. We have three of our distinguished colleagues, as mentioned earlier. I'm going to introduce them in the order that we have in the program. I'm going to start with Mr. Ralph Peters, who's on my left side. He's the head of trade analysis at the United Nations Trade and Development. He has extensive experience with quantitative trade analysis to support policy making and trade negotiations. He leads the United Nations data work, research, and capacity building efforts on trade policy data, including non-tariff measures and sustainability standards. At the International Labor Organization, he was a chief technical advisor for trade employment, and before joining the UNOCTAD, he was the assistant professor for international economics, and he has a master's degree in mathematics and holds a PhD in economics. Welcome, Ralph, and thank you for being with us. And next, we have Mr. Santiago Fernandez de Cordova, and he's not sitting at the podium for some reason. He's all the way in the back, if you want to say hello. He is a senior economist at UNOCTAD and the coordinator of the United Nations Forum on Sustainability Standards. And he has over 25, basically 2 decades and a half of experience in trade policy. He specializes in market access, sustainability standards, and structural adjustment. He advises governments on economic development strategies, trade negotiations, and trade promotion. Mr. Fernandez de Cordova has been a featured speaker in more than 200 international conferences on trade liberalization and economic development. He currently serves as a visiting professor at the Center of International Development, Universidad do Davao, and was previously a visiting scholar at Georgetown University's School of Foreign Service. He is the editor of UNFSS, a flagship report series with the 6th edition titled The Future of Sustainable Trade, Due Diligence Initiatives and Developing Countries. Additionally, he authored the book Coping with Trade Reform and has published extensively on trade policy and development. His expertise has been recognized by institutions such as the World Bank and the World Trade Organization, for which he has served as an expert and consultant. Before coming to the United Nations, he worked in management consulting and investment banking, and Santiago holds an MBA from Luis Guido Carle University and a degree in economics from Universidad de Navarro. Welcome, Santiago. And last but not least, to my far right, Mr. Alessandro Nicita, who also actually did join previous short courses and delivered in these short courses, is a senior economic affairs officer in the Trade Analysis Branch, Division on International Trade and Commodities at the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. Before coming to UNOCTAD, he was an economist in the Development Economics Research Group at the World Bank. His expertise focuses on international trade and economic development. His work includes the analysis of international trade patterns, barriers to developing countries, exports, trade policy and trade agreements, non-tariff measures, and the socio-economic impact of trade reforms. He has contributed to many United Nations publications, and his research has been published in several scholarly journals. You're very welcome as well, Alessandro. So if we turn to the program which is in front of you, what we're going to do today is we're going to start with a brief introduction, looking at trade as an enabler for sustainable development. And we are going to start with Ralph Peters. Over to you, Ralph.